ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. You're around the shoots, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast, a production of TSC Entertainment. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Texas on Tap. I'm Miss Helen along with producer Kyle. How's it going, Kyle?
It's going good. I'm excited for this week. Lots of cool new songs we want to talk about.
I've just been sitting here like the last hour or so, and there's really some good stuff coming up. It's that time of the year with the good tunes hitting.
Yeah. I want to start off by saying before we jump into our picks for the week, we had an artist named Megan Ashley reach out to us on Instagram, and you were talking about summer songs last week. She just put out a brand new single called American Summer. I definitely want you to check that one out, and everybody listening, you should give it a listen. It's a really good summer song. Megan is a Texas-born Nashville country singer, so that'll be hopefully we'll be hearing more from her coming up.
Cool. I'll have to check that out. Way to go, Megan.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into some songs. You want to start us off?
Yeah, I've got a whole list here, but I want to start with a group called Texas Hill, and they have some music out, but right now they have one that caught my attention called Four Roses. Not only, I mean, they could sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and it would capture your attention. The storyline in particular on Four Roses, the storyline is epic. Their harmony is absolutely killer, and they're kind of old school with a modern kind of twang. That's kind of how I would describe them. It's a great jam, and they did have the greatest spin increase. But yeah, Texas Hill, they're gonna have some stuff going on. Also, I want to talk about a song I ran across that's just released. It's Roy Torres and Buck N Crazy. Okay, first of all, like Buck N Crazy caught my attention. And so I took a listen and previewed this song. It's called A Girl Like That. They have a great sound. And all I can say is when I do three loves, I love it. It's like, it's a fun song. I'm going to have to be jamming on some more of that later on this evening. And then I'm going to throw these out at you because I know we had kind of discussed some of the music we were going to cover today, but yeah. I go way back with Drew Fish Band, and they have a new single out called One Beer at a Time. I've always loved his sound, so that's a good one. And then Drew Moreland. Drew Moreland has been around for a long time. He's a great singer, songwriter. He's an awesome fiddle player as well, and he's famous for the beer song. And anytime anybody hears somebody talk about Drew Moreland, you can't talk about Drew without his performance of the beer song. But he has a new tune out called Let's Go to Vegas, and I need to reach out to Drew. We need to get him. He's a good storyteller. He would be good on the podcast outside of everything that he's done in music. And then when we get to the top of the charts, I do want to cover Cross Rags and Young, but what do you got for streaming this week?
Yeah, well, so I wanted to make some comments on some of your picks. That Four Roses one was, you hit it right on the head. In my notes, I wrote harmonies with a bunch of S's afterwards. It was just like my jaw hit the floor when it started singing, just because I saw the picture, right, of like their album art or their photo of the guys, and I was like, oh, they're gonna be rock stars, okay, whatever. And it started singing. I was like, what is this? Like, I was shocked, and pleasantly, right? It was awesome, but yeah, they had this rock star look going on, so I was kind of like unsure what to expect, and it was almost like. It's like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Eagles, like Alabama, like you said, but they've got like that modern voice thing with the old style writing, and it was just awesome blend.
I mean, you can pick up on some old school stuff, but there's just something different, and yeah, so we'll keep an eye on them. They're gonna
absolutely
be phenomenal.
Yeah. So I've got a couple different ones this week. First, I wanted to talk about A Cowboy's Life by Matt Mercado. So somebody was telling me about him recently, and so I had just heard about him for the first time, and he actually is from the same hood as me.
He's from Waller, and he was a cowboy. I've heard his name for quite a while.
But so I think he's like 18 or 19 now. And he was on The Voice and did that thing. I believe he chose to not continue, if I'm not mistaken, and took the Nashville route instead. But anyways, this song is awesome. He's got like I never would have guessed he was as young as he is. His voice is fully matured. He's got like a super classic, old school, deep voice, and I just love it. Great song, really nice, slow dancing. It was a beautiful song.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah. Next, I know you like this guy. I wanted to talk about Lucky Strike by Seth Ward.
Yes, I did. Great. I love Seth Ward. Yes.
Yeah. He's this song was interesting to me. The reason it caught my attention is because it had this like nostalgic like 90s, and this might sound crazy, but it in a weird way, it reminded me of that band Blues Traveler. Do you remember
Hmm.
them?
Uh-huh.
That song, I wanna give you a run around. It was like I was hearing that weird, like just nostalgic, like music festival vibes, and like that song's gonna be in my heavy rotation for a while because it just put me in a really good mood, and I enjoyed that one a lot. And then the last one that I want to talk about is "Hey Mary," Slade Coulter. I've been seeing this dude's name all over the place. He's a part of the the new generation of Texas country acts, and um, it's hard to ignore the impact that the guys like Parker and Co. have made on this new generation of Texas country songwriting and artists and performers and things like that. But this song was real solid, great production, sounded super modern, and it's got a unique sound. And I really like Slade's songwriting and his vocals. So I guess we'll keep an eye out for what he's got to come too, because I know he's just getting started.
I absolutely agree with you. We'll have to keep up with him. Keep the eye out.
Mm-hmm.
So on the Texas Regional Radio Report, taking the #1 spot this week is Cross Rags and Young, and of course the single is called Reckless, and it's been charting for a while, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but it has made it to #1. Bart Crow's at #2 with Pocket Full of Kisses. Ariel Hutchins is at #3 with Wine Won't Work. I hope I'm holding on. Mark Powell is at #4, and #5 is Jake Bush, Better by the Beer. But going back to Cross Rags and Young, they are formed with a former founder and former members of Cross Canadian Ragweed. So you can't go bad. And like,
Absolutely.
they are such, they're such heavy hitters in the music business, and they're so established. And all I can say is, like, every time I listen to that song, and I mean this in a good way, you know how you have that, I am real bad about saying shut up. Like, it's a shut up kind of song, like, and it's so
shut
badass.
you up, that's
yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we'll call them a super group for sure. I mean, I think we've talked about this song every week since we started doing this Texas on Tap recap, and I'm proud of them. I'm glad it made it up to #1. One thing that I really like about this song in particular is how we talked about how they're from Cross Canadian Ragweed, and Jason had his own project and stuff, but it's not the same thing. Like, you can tell they made a strong effort to make a new sound, and I love
yes,
it. Like,
such a good point, Kyle. Yes, very good point.
it had that dissonant guitar in the intro, and it was like kind of creepy and eerie, and it like made you excited for what was to come. And then in the first verse, it's got that drum rim click, and it's not like a snare hit, but it's like real in your face and aggressive, while the vocals are kind of soft and chill, and Jason's got that gritty soulful thing going on with his voice. And then right in the pre-chorus, to lead you into the big bang of the song, it's got that kind of spacey, like we were talking about, you asked if I was drinking Dripping Springs last week. It had that spacey little palm muted guitar, and I guess that's a new thing that some of these guys are starting to do, and I love it. I'm here for it, and I'm really enjoying that type of arrangement that I'm seeing a lot these days.
Yes. And so also someone that we covered on Texas on Tap that I've been paying attention to, and Casey Chestnut is finally bubbling under when even
nice.
Texas couldn't hold her. I'm really pulling for him. I really want to see where he goes with that.
Sweet.
This is always an important position to watch, with the greatest spin increase. And of course, Texas Hill's falling under that, along with Terry McBride, Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen, Casey Donahue, Queen for a Night. That's been charting for a while. We covered that. And it like zoomed up the chart. So they are picking up lots of spins, which means we're going to see some different numbers on them coming up. So really exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
And one thing that we have to mention, and it's like a celebration this week for Matt Castillo, because he's holding good on the charts. He's in the top 30, but he had discussed How the River Flows, his EP that was coming out with us when we had him on the podcast, and it's officially out. So everybody go check it out. And I love how he was promoting and in front of the actual release of this EP. I loved how he would do like an acoustic portion of the song and then rip right into the recorded version. I just thought that was just, I loved it. Getting to see him just pure acoustic and then going into the actual recorded product. That was great. So good job, Matt Castillo. We're following you. We're keeping up with you, brother.
So excited for you. Yep.
We're very excited. So make sure you check it out. You can go to his social media, Matt Castillo. He has all the information there. And also his website is there on all his social.
Absolutely. Yeah. Check out tour dates and stuff. Speaking of that, I'm hoping to go see him next weekend here in Cypress at the Barn Frio. He's playing with John Wolfe. So that'll be a really fun show.
Oh, yes. Very good.
Yeah. It's a nice, good week. You got anything cool coming up this weekend?
I haven't even thought about the week. I always have cool stuff coming up on the weekend.
Yeah.
I do have like a bunch of stuff this weekend, but you just threw me off guard because I'm
Sorry.
like, I'm taking it one day at a time.
I hear ya.
But then when I get to Thursday, because Thursday's like my Friday, like Thursday has always been my favorite day of the week because it's like, hey, the next day's Friday. So, get through Thursday and Friday, it's just
You're
fun
good to
day.
go.
That's
Yeah.
how I make it a fun day. So I know it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all our moms out there.
I did my Mother's Day celebrating last week. I wanted to do a little shameless plug. I'm going to be spending my weekend out in Wyoming at Yellowstone, so I'm going to be one with nature for the next couple days.
Oh boy, look out when you get back.
Getting off the grid.
You're going to be all rejuvenated. Nothing like getting out in nature.
Yep, I love it.
I mean, that is an absolute must.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done that Yellowstone thing before, and it's gonna be a little warmer this time, so hopefully I get to explore more of the park. But yeah, the COVID year kind of shut me down. Traveling's like my livelihood, and yeah, I just love being out there and seeing new things and seeing nature and all that good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to getting out there and away from the world for a couple days.
Oh, that'll do you some good. Of course, I'm so lucky where I am because it's like I can just pick a spot and get away from the world living where I live.
For sure.
And especially getting on the water and going fishing. And, as long as I'm not getting too competitive, but I'm just not that mad at the fish anymore. So it's like when I hook a big old trout, I'm just so happy and so thankful. But
yeah.
Hopefully we'll have some good weather this weekend. And something that I do want to mention, I just had it pulled up here. Give me a second. This is important. Nominations are now open for the 2021 Texas Country Music Awards. If you go to texascountrymusic.org, you can get all the information about that. Thought that would be important to mention as well.
Yeah, there you go. I saw that. I submitted a couple songs to that contest whenever you told
Oh,
us
the
about it
songwriting contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually extended that for a little bit longer.
Cool.
The songwriter contest. I have it right in front of me and I can't see the date, but yeah, that's a good thing.
Rock and roll. Yeah, I submitted I think 2 or 3 different songs to that, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be interesting because let's talk about the Astros. So kicking off tonight. Here we go, y'all. They're playing in Yankee Land. They're playing they kick off a series with New York tonight. So that should be very interesting.
And that'll get you all the way to Thursday.
Yeah, we're actually doing this a day ahead of time since you're going to be heading out to the Great Mother Nature trip.
Yeah, just a little bit early this week.
But I just want to mention that I know we just released the podcast with Trent Willman, and it was such a pleasure visiting with him because if there's anybody that has I guess influenced music, especially even mainstream country, Texas country especially, it's like he has had his hand on so many fabulous songs. So it was a great visit with him. So hopefully everybody will hop on and listen to what Trent had to say. It was very interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you guys are listening now and didn't get a chance to check out Trent's episode, he's, one of his many accolades is he's the brains behind the majority of Cody Johnson's hits. So if that gives you a reason to listen as a fan, definitely do so.
Well, and Kevin Fowler and Roger Kreger and Texas Forever.
Exactly.
I mean, what a gift to us. Texas is Texas Forever. And can I talk about my boys that we had on earlier that the episode's going to be coming out?
Oh yeah. This coming
Can
week.
I please?
Do it.
Y'all, Ken Fo.
Oh man.
That was the funnest morning I have ever had in years. Like
Some silly boys.
They just have such charisma. They have such great personality. They're so down to earth. They're so genuine and they're so devoted to their craft. And they're so receptive to everything.
Yep.
And they made me laugh so hard, and y'all are going to see what happens in the podcast.
Yeah, that was great.
I did one of Miss Helen's oops. But anyway, they were just so much fun. They're going to make you laugh and just support their music, get out to their shows. They're giving it 110%, and they are very gifted, and they have such a amazing story. I mean, just like the twist on it. So tune in. That's going to be coming up also.
Alrighty. Is that going to do it for us this week?
I think that'll do it for us this week. I'm going to get game ready and fishing ready, and it's going to be it's going to be pretty much a baseball fishing weekend for me.
Sweet. Alrighty. So like always, if you guys like what you're listening to, we really appreciate you hanging in with us week by week. You can help us out by subscribing on YouTube, giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts, or following us on Spotify. Like we've mentioned, we've got plenty of guests coming up where content's just rolling and flowing, so hang in there with us, and we're so thankful for you guys. If anybody's got any suggestions for music, Send it on in. We've got email. You can email us at texastoastpod@gmail.com. You can find us now on the website, texastoastpodcast.com. And the best way to get in contact is through Instagram at Texas Toast Pod. And it's the same on Facebook and all that other stuff too. So interact with us. We just love talking to you guys.
I would try to tell y'all how to get a hold of me, but I got one of those funny old Polak Bohemian names, last names. It's like, just get a hold of Kyle and we'll get to work on it.
The message. Yep. Well, cool. I'm going to fall off the radar for a couple days and I'll be back.
Safe travels, Kyle.
Alrighty. Have a good weekend.
Well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home. Well, take away these cities.